English Exams Lab is a digital platform specially designed to cover the needs of students, teachers and schools, universities, academies, with regards to the preparation of Cambridge English exams. It covers all levels from young learners to C2 proficiency and currently offers over 4,000 interactive activities. I will begin by explaining the function it offers for students. Then we will look at the tools available for teachers to follow their students' work and progress. And finally, we will look at some other useful tools that can be used by head teachers or administrators. When a student is preparing for a particular level, for example B2 First, they can click on that level where they will find a page with interactive activities related to that level. The first type of activity they can find are the mock exam drills. In this section, we have recreated the exact same experience the student will have on the exam day. When they click on the mock exam button, a new mock exam will be generated, and a page will appear with all the different exam papers that a student is expected to complete, together with the time allocated for each exam. For each skill, they can see the corresponding time, the number of parts and the number of questions. It also registers the date upon which each mock exam was started in the top right-hand corner. To begin each exam paper, the student simply clicks on the Start Now button and the exam will open in a new window. It will automatically start timing the student in the top left-hand corner, and they will be able to see exactly the same interface as they see in the official exam. The instructions at the top of the page, the questions in the middle, and a menu for navigating between the different parts of the exam at the bottom of the page. The student can then begin to answer the different questions, moving from one part to another. When they have finished answering all the questions, they just click on the Finish Exam button on the bottom right-hand side, and the exam will automatically be saved. Once completed, the exam is automatically sent to the teacher and is accessible by the student as well as the teacher and the head teacher or administrator. There is an added option here, which is the Pause and Continue Later button, a blue button on the bottom left, as many schools have, for example, 1-hour lessons. This allows students to complete, for example, the first 4 parts of an exam in one lesson and then continue the last 2 parts in the next lesson. The second type of activity that students can find on the platform are the interactive exercises. In this part, the student can concentrate on practicing each part of the exam in an independent way. If we imagine that a teacher would like their students to practice, say, Part 5 of the Reading and Use of English exam, then the student can go into these interactive exercises and click on the Reading and Use of English section. They will then see all of the different parts of this exam in a drop-down menu, where they will find 20 different exercises for each part. When they click on an exercise, it opens on the right of the screen. The format of the exercise is the same as that of the real exam. At the top, they can read the instructions, and just underneath, on the right, they can use the timer to give them an idea of how long they should take. As they scroll down, they can see the questions they have to answer. When they have answered all of the questions for one exercise, they can click on the blue check button that can be found at the bottom of the page. The system will automatically correct their answers and give them a score. At the same time, the system will also send the completed exercise to the teacher. When they click on the Show Correct Answers button, they can see the correct answers. For these types of exercises, there is also a Why button under each question. When they click on this, the corresponding part of the text for each question will be highlighted. This process is the same for all exercises where the page can correct automatically, which is for all the listening, reading and use of English exercises. For speaking and writing, we have made it possible for each student to send their answers to their teacher, who can then correct them, give them a score, and add some feedback if they wish to do so. I will show an example of the recording process for the speaking and the process for sending a document for the writing part. When we open a speaking exercise, we can see the exam questions in the first place and the record answer button for each question, which allows students to record their answers. When we click on one of these buttons, the system starts recording the student's voice. The student then needs to click on the Stop Recording button. The student can listen to what has been recorded. When the student has finished recording the answers to all the questions, they then need to click on the Save and Send Answers button, which appears at the bottom of the page. After clicking this button, all the answers will automatically be saved and sent to the teacher, who will then be able to correct them and provide feedback. For the writing exercises, the student is shown the exam question, followed by a space where the student needs to type the corresponding answer. When the question has been answered, again, the Save and Send Answer button needs to be clicked for the exercise to be saved and sent to the teacher. All of the completed exercises are saved on the platform so that the student can go back and look at them later, as can the teacher or head teacher. I'll explain how that works a little further on. The third type of interactive activity that students can find on the platform is the section we call Exam Support. In this section, students can find a great deal of complementary resources that can help them in preparing the exam. When they click on Exam Support, they will see the different levels available. If they click on a particular level, a series of concepts related to that level will appear. If they then click on one of the concepts, there is a long list of resources. For each resource, a page appears on which the theory can be found on the left and some interactive exercises can be found on the right. These resources allow students to acquire the concepts they need for each part of the exam by studying the theory and practicing with the exercises until they have understood them. We have covered the three types of interactive activities available to students. We will now look at the tools available for teachers to follow their students' activities, progress, and statistics. As students complete exercises and exams, two different things occur which are useful to teachers. The tools which will be shown are not exclusively for teachers, but they will be the ones using them the most. The first one is that as the student completes the activities on the platform, they are stored in their account. For each student, there is a page on which you can see all the activities that they have completed. Students, teachers, or head teachers can access this page. When you click on the Exercises Done button for each student, you can see, in first place, the level for which each student has completed exercises. When you click on a certain level, you will then see the different exam papers the student has completed for that level. If you click on one of these, you will see the complete list of all the exercises the student has done on the right-hand side. This list will give you the number of the exercise, the date on which it was completed, and the score that the student obtained. When you click on the exercise, a page will open, showing the exercise together with the student's answers. This process works automatically for all the exercises on the platform where the work is automatically corrected, which would be listening, reading, and use of English. For the speaking and writing exercises, the number of exercises pending to be corrected can be seen in red. If you click on one of the skills, you can see the same list of exercises sent by the student, and in red, those awaiting the teacher's correction. When you click on one of these exercises, a page will open on the left-hand side with the student's work, and on the right, a space for the teacher to award marks, using the same marking scheme used in the official exam. There is also a space for the teacher's feedback. The teacher can use underlining, highlighting with different colours, etc., and give their feedback to each student, who will receive this in their account when the teacher has sent it. The second thing that occurs is that as the students' results are recorded, these are automatically integrated into their statistics page. When you click on Exercise Stats, a page will appear where the student's progress and current level can be seen by the student themselves, their teachers or head teachers. When you click on a level, the statistics are calculated in real time. First of all, we can see the student's level in general. On the top left-hand side, we can see the global mark with regards to the last exercise that the student completed for each skill. In this way, the marks shown will always relate to the student's current level. On the top right-hand side, you can see the CEFR grade that corresponds to the student's mark. On the bottom left-hand side, there is a list of the exercises that have been completed by the student, how many left to complete, and the total amount of exercises available. On the bottom right, we can see on how many exercises the student got a mark over the pass mark and how many were under the pass mark. If we move further down, we can see a graph that compares the last results obtained for each exam paper. If we click on a particular skill, it will automatically calculate the information relating to that skill underneath. These statistics allow us to follow the student's progress in an analytical and detailed fashion from the time they begin preparing the exam. Finally, we will look at how students and teachers are organised on the platform. There is a section called My Classrooms, in which classrooms can be created and students and teachers can be added to them. When a class is created, the teachers included in that class can access all the information related to the students in it. For each student, there is a series of tools that permits teachers to access information. They can see, for example, a list of completed exercises and the number of exercises pending to be corrected, the exercise statistics, the mock exams the student has completed, a record of when the student has logged onto the platform, including the date and the time of each session, and they can also access the settings for the student's account. They can alter the settings, amongst other things, to control which levels the students can see, block or give access to correct answers, or activate and deactivate their accounts. On the right-hand side, there is a set of buttons which will enable teachers to access general classroom information. Firstly, they can add or remove members to the classroom by clicking on the blue button. They can also access a graph comparing the number of exercises which each student in the classroom has completed, which helps teachers see which students are doing more work. By clicking the green buttons, a table with all of the students' latest results will be shown, which can also be downloaded in Excel format. For each classroom, teachers will also find a set of tools which will apply to the class as a whole. By clicking on the Block Mock Exams button, teachers will be able to block or unblock access to the mock exam functionality for all students in a classroom. By clicking on the Block Access to Exercises button, they will be able to control which levels, skills, parts or exercises the students have access to at any given time during exam preparation. By clicking on the Block Access to Correct Answers button, teachers will also be able to block or unblock access to correct answers after students complete exercises. We have covered the tools which are mainly used by teachers to monitor their students. We will finish by explaining one feature that is particularly appealing to schools, which is the possibility of customizing the platform with a corporate image of the school. By clicking on the My School page button, a page opens where the head teacher or administrator can personalize various parts of the platform. First of all, they can decide upon a web address which can be used by students and teachers to access the platform. Once they have added this, they can then add the school's logo. Finally, they can add a background image of their choice. When students and teachers access the platform via the chosen web address, they will see the name of the school, the logo, and the background image previously added. They can then enter the platform using their access details and will continue to see the corporate image of the school at all times.